Maybe we can just introduce ourselves a bit, or who are you, Anthony?
Who am I? It's an existential question, right? I wanted to create a movie, so I took a toilet paper roll.
All lights went off, everyone was silent, the opening act starts of a conference, and you come up all like... I would love to try to create an app, for example, so I just gave that a try and failed horribly, but just gave it a try. No, wait, I forgot what we're doing. I think it's time to wrap up. I think that was what we're doing. Nice to be here, though.
Yeah.
What a change of scenery, right?
Yeah, super cool.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's. I feel like we almost brought the living room at the bowl here right now, but it's quite cozy with like a nice giraffe next to you, lion here.
Yeah. Who cannot love a giraffe, right?
I mean,
you gotta have a giraffe.
Not one like these. No, but indeed, it's really lovely place, and it really feels like Bol, like a coziness kind of place to be in. So
I love what we've done to the place.
Indeed, feels like home, and it feels like a lot of cool conversations can happen here. So I love it. How are you? How have you been so far?
Yeah, good. It was really nice setting this up and trying to figure out how the lights work and the sound work.
Indeed.
But learned a lot.
Yeah, it's really a difference indeed. And like normally, of course, for the listeners that were already listening in, we were sitting in like a different kind of space here at Bol. And now we switched into like a professional studio. So even the question of how do we put the lights on was already a challenge this morning. But we sort of we made it work, I think.
Yeah, I think our learning journey started. There's a lot to learn for us, but
Yeah, it's been like 2-3 months since we have heard that we were invited to take the stage here, and lots to be learned, and also lots of hard work in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, lots of preparation indeed.
Yeah. But it was a really cool journey though. Like, was there one of the things you really comes to mind first? The things you really liked whenever you applied for the position?
The first thing I liked was I heard that I would be doing it with you, because I really like your positive energy and your can-do mentality, and that's I think the vibe we need for this show. So that was the first big surprise, and really nice surprise. And the other thing is that your brain started working. What can we talk about? Who can we talk to? So many ideas, so many people, so many cool topics to talk about. So that will not stop.
Yeah, fully agreed. I say like completely likewise. I think I almost had the same story, but when I heard like, okay, I would love to do this position, but there is one consequence. I would love to know who the second host will be. And I heard it's your name, of course. It was already like, okay, we're gonna do this. The energy is gonna be nice, and it's gonna be a Bol, style kind of podcast, which is super nice. And indeed, for the people that don't know you, you know a lot of people in Bol. So I think you're the perfect person to get to know, like, okay, I've heard something cool here in the company, or I heard something cool there. So these are the kind of guests that we should, spot a light on, give them a spotlight, and give them a stage to tell their story. So
yeah, indeed. So
happy.
My radar is on. Every time I talk to someone, I'm thinking, could this be interesting for the podcast?
Yeah, for sure. Because like maybe for the guests, because indeed we had some small handover. Maybe we can just introduce ourselves a bit, or who are you, Anthony?
Who am I? That's an existential question, right?
It is. You need more than a podcast for it, maybe.
Yeah, and I still need to figure that out myself.
Yeah.
Basically, I started kind of in a creative area. Somehow I transitioned to IT by accident, and I really loved that, and also like combining it. So when I started out, I was studying in the evening, doing my bachelor, and during the day I was working at a startup.
Oh wow!
Creating web applications and satellite communication software. It's really interesting.
Oh, as a developer?
As a developer, as an engineer, yeah.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, that was my start. And at a certain point, I went to KLM. Also interesting. I started up front end there, teaching people, coaching people, creating a team. And doing lots of interesting things. That's also where I started organizing knowledge share sessions, which grow into meetups. And at a certain point, I was asked to co-host and co-organize the Frontmania conference. So it was, it really started from there, and I what I think I like is really connecting people, sharing ideas, helping each other out.
Mhm.
And that's the thing I got from my mother. She was really good at that, getting people together to help each other. And that's kind of, that's what she has given to me, and I still appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool to hear, and a cool story because you probably know it as well yourself. But like every time when I say, yeah, I'm gonna do the podcast, and I talk to people in Bol, and for people that don't know the company, I think we have over 3,000 employees, something like around that number.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do the podcast with Anthony, and they're like, oh, okay, nice, Anthony from the Tech Radar, and everyone already like links you to something in the company. And you're here for just over a year, I think.
Well, almost 2 years now.
Okay, almost 2 years. Okay, that's
September.
that's a bit longer, but still, I think that really shows like the skill and the things you're able to build up that quickly because you're just the center of the community, I think, and that's really cool.
I think I'm really interested in people and what they have, what their story is. So.
Mhm.
That's why this podcast is perfect.
For sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Awesome.
And you, Tim, who are you?
Also a good question. Well, it's I think for me it's almost like in September I will be here for 3 years already.
Wow.
Which is funny because honestly, this is my first job, and when I graduated, I was like, well, I would love to give this software development a chance because, like, honestly, I studied 4 years of embedded software, so I did mainly the connection of hardware and software together, and always it took me like 3 months to do a project, and then I was stuck for 10 weeks, and then in the 11th week, I found out it was not my software that was having the bugs, but it was the hardware. And after 4 years of studying, I really, I was just a bit annoyed by like, why are there like always two kind of factors that can make it difficult? And I still really love the space, but more for home domotics. So I was looking for, in my free time, I always already did like these web development or apps. And then I was like, oh, I would love to try to create an iOS app, for example. So I just gave that a try and failed horribly, but just gave it a try. And that's actually how I just started. Like after my graduation, I was like, okay, maybe this is just not something for me. Maybe I would just like to just concentrate on building cool software, being a bit more creative, because that's something just I really like. And every time it just comes back if I don't do it. So I started doing software development here at Bol. Started in logistics, and now I'm currently in the web shop where I can, actually build and show my creativity as well, and actually build the website from scratch. And like next to just developing, I just really love the thing you like as well. Just really showing the passion that you have for software development next to also being creative and really connecting people, organizing things, having nice coffees, nice talks, learning people, like all of these, just really enjoyable things next to the job that we're hired for. Of course, coding is important, but there's so much more to just being an engineer. So
I agree. This is the cherry on top, right?
it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You're very active in the young professionals community, right?
Yeah, I'm
organizing
trying to.
a lot of things.
Yeah, I think it's just really important. Like, indeed, for people who don't know, like young professionals, indeed, is for us a 2-year kind of program where we try to, bridge the gap in between you're used to be a student, now you're gonna work, and especially with my generation, that can be a tricky thing. So we try to organize a lot of things, but also really make use of the connections that they're building. So it's so, especially in a bigger company, it's so valuable to already grow your network early on. So that's perfect about the program.
True. Yeah, and you also like to share your knowledge, right? So that's why the first time we actually collaborated was during the Front Mania conference, where you did an excellent talk.
Correct. Yeah. All credits to you. I mean, it was always on my bucket list to do something like this, but I mean, getting the chance, and especially your first talk, I really felt like when you fill in the call for paper and it's your first talk. I've never been in one of the committees, maybe you know, but I was like, ooh, this might be tricky for them. But luckily, you know me in advance, and we were able to make it work.
Yeah, and very happy about the result.
Yeah, thanks so much for the opportunity, though.
Yeah, it's also inspiring, I think, for other young professionals that you've done this.
Yep,
so that
I hope so.
They can do it too, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think really that's where the magic happens. Like all of these kind of things, even what we're doing right now, it's always you have to jump like over the boundary of yourself and really thinking, okay, am I really gonna do this? And then you will start doubting yourself maybe. But I think really at that stage when you do cross it, that's where the magic happens. Sounds such like a buzzword, like cliche, but it really is.
Yeah.
And I just really like that. And I've seen you like host like these conferences in Romania and all the Tech Radar and all the big things in Bol as well. And I really love it how every time you're able to put something of yourself at centerpiece. So Romania, all lights went off, everyone was silent, the opening act starts of a conference, and you come up and like full star. Was it Star Wars? Like some sort of theme?
Yeah, it's space themed. Yeah,
It's so cool. It really says something about you and your energy. And yeah, I really value that. I think that's really a rare skill in these kind of communities.
yeah. Thanks, Tim. Yeah.
Yeah. Because where does that come from? Like, have you always already been that energetic, that positive?
Yeah, I since school, I always was the one in front of the people telling jokes or stories or performing something.
Mm-hmm.
That actually, yeah, never stopped. And that's weird because I'm actually very shy.
Oh wow!
I really am super shy. But once I'm on the stage or something,
Mm-hmm.
then somehow I get some energy, and then
Yeah, that's really cool though. I mean, that's probably where the nerves help for as well.
yeah.
And like your creative part, because well, we have been doing some designs lately for the podcast
Oh
as well.
yeah.
You're really creative. Like, where has that always been a thing, or did you teach it yourself?
Yeah,
Self-taught?
I was always drawing when I was little, and I was. I think the first thing I did was I wanted to create a movie, so I took a toilet paper roll and I drawn like the whole scenes on it, and then I put it in a shoebox, cut out the middle center with a stick. So I was turning the toilet paper roll, and I invited my little sister to watch the movie.
Oh wow! Okay.
And that's that's always in my mind. So we didn't have a lot of stuff growing up, so you had to be creative to you had to be creative, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Oh wow! I've heard a lot of stories, but this is a good one. And indeed, these are the things that always keep you in mind, though, because indeed, it started that early on, and then you started doing some sort of you started in a tech position.
Yeah.
How like you're always able to put the creativity within tech as well, or how did you manage to combine these?
Actually, it's a funny story because I was first doing a design, and then I thought, hey, architecture is super cool, so I applied for the Architecture Academy. But then something went wrong with my study loan thingy. And there was one topic I had really trouble with, and this was computer science. So I couldn't start for another half year. So I thought, okay, let's make use of that time, really dive into it. So I did a course, and then I did an internship, and I was hired in a permanent position. And then inspired by everything, I was doing my bachelor in the evening while learning during the day from seniors, which I'm really grateful for. And at that time, a lot of the web started, so I could put my creativity as a web designer and builder. So that was actually a perfect match. Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's perfect that you can combine these two, though, because I feel like sometimes it is just hard. Like, I mean, tech it's so broad, and in some spaces of tech, I feel like you can be really creative in, well, just the programming solutions or these kind of things.
True.
But sometimes it also, for some people, like for example, for me, I need to be visual as well. And if I'm really, really deep into some backend, I still love it, but I do see myself in the evenings doing some sort of creative, like side jobs, because I just need some sort of, I don't know, I need to put the creativity out. So that's really fun to hear that you were able to combine them.
So what are the creative side jobs you are doing?
Good question. Yeah, so I think when I was around 11-ish. I started off already like doing some sort of YouTube videos and stuff, because YouTube was a bit upcoming, I think, and I was like, well, I have to give this a try. And people were just recording like game content and stuff. So I was like, oh, I can do this as well. But of course, at 11, you don't have that much money. So what I did, I literally just took an old camcorder, like a video recorder, pointed it to my screen and tried to sync it up exactly on the borders of the television so that it didn't look like I was recording the screen with an external camera. Well, recorded, took a mic, really ugly Happy Meal kind of, and just recorded myself. I think it might still be online somewhere, or I put it on private. But
now I'm curious.
I'll show you afterwards. You still hear my really high voice. And then afterwards, I think I quitted gaming because I really missed something in the creativity there. So I did music. I started doing a lot of music production for a couple of years.
Cool.
Did some really, really cool projects there. I really learned a lot, to be honest, because, well, I was quite young. I think I started at 15, and out of nowhere you have to like you're collaborating with a singer from the US or
Oh, really?
someone from the, I don't know, New Zealand. And
Wow.
it's nice, but it's also the reality that you have to explain your parents. Tim, why are you awake at one in the night? Yeah, my friend or the singer I'm working with that's his normal time, right? So that was just really nice. Learn a bit of English, learn doing some production in music, and then actually during COVID, we had some twisting points, so it could really become work. But the annoying thing there was like we got an internal booking, so we were able to fly to America.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really cool, really cool. But the thing was that we all are aware of like COVID strike at that point in time. So we already booked everything, and it took 2 more days before the festivals that we were touring to were starting, and we literally got a message from KLM. We just touched from KLM. It's nothing to do with KLM. They said, "Yeah, sorry guys, we just can't do it anymore. Like due to COVID, the regulations are just too strict." So we had to shut it down, and luckily the festival also canceled because otherwise we would have a bigger problem.
Yeah.
So it was really, really bad timing, but I think my parents were quite happy because they were like, he can finish his like computer science study. But also, of course, they also would love to see me there just on stage. But that just gave me some time, and I was able to finish my studies and started working here. And I must say, I'm able to express my creativity in other ways right now. So that's why I kind of, I don't want to say drop music. So I still do it with friends, just like fun nights, creating some music. But I don't want to do it as work anymore because I really feel like I really love what I'm doing here. I really love engineering, and it just puts too much stress when you have to force creativity. So on music, because you're signed, you have to deliver a couple of tracks a month or a year. And that can be nice if you are creative. But if you're not creative, you're there like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
What did I sign up to?
Writer's block.
Yeah, for sure. It's really a thing, though. Yeah, that's just the one thing I learned. You can't push creativity. It's there or it's not there.
Yeah. You gotta give it space, right?
Yeah.
So my best ideas come when I'm before I wake up. Then I have like great ideas, and I need to write them down because else I forget them.
Yeah.
But when you're working, there's no space in your head for creativity.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Or for new ideas, it's harder.
It's always these weird moments, right?
Yeah.
You're on the bike or you're in the shower.
Yeah.
You're awake. Yeah.
Always inconvenient, but
It is. Yeah. But no, it's nice. I really love it, and especially like what we're able to do right now. I think it suits so perfectly in both our stories. So happy to do it.
We should be happy. And I'm waiting for the new theme song which you're going to produce.
We're gonna do it. Yeah, let's do it together. It will be super nice.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about? Like looking ahead.
Really talking to a lot of people. As I said, I'm really interested in people and what their story is and what they have to say. So I think the most important thing of this podcast is, of course, the topics. We're going to talk about tech, but not only tech, also design, product management, accessibility, managing stuff. Maybe even I don't know. I don't see any limits to what we can talk about. But also in combination with the personal story. Yeah, but why is it so special for that person?
Yeah,
and that would be really. I think that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I mean, it's funny. Like this is the first day that we're recording, and I think we already have like 10-ish ideas of people with such cool stories.
Yeah. We need to have more time.
We do, but I mean that also says a lot about the company, right?
Yeah.
That we have so much. I don't want to praise the company, but I mean, it's cool that people have that much like interesting things going on, and it's just really worth to be able to really give them the spotlight and talk about. Definitely. What have you been working on? What's on your mind?
Yeah.
So same. That excites me a lot, though.
Yeah, true. So what excites you more besides this?
Besides the podcast?
Yeah, for the podcast, what are the things you really?
Yeah. So at first, honestly, I was a bit scared because, well, next to just us talking in the mic right now, there's a lot of stuff we have to do on the sides. But I was having a talk with someone else, I think last week, and actually I really falling in love with this entire process, like just us together as a duo, doing the designs together. Well, we've just been spending 2 hours trying to create some sort of cozy living room here, and it really feels like we're some small startup within a big company and trying to show and to really emphasize how cool things we're building, and we just get a lot of freedom. They're trusting us. We can do whatever, and that really excites me that we can just go beyond. Do whatever we think is cool and tell stories.
Yeah, Yeah, that really fits our personalities, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
We need to have some freedom, some autonomy.
Yep.
Else it doesn't work for us, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's just a cool position to be in.
Yeah, we're lucky.
Mhm. All right, I see we've already been talking for like 21 minutes. I think perfect for a nice introduction because, well, we will have some really cool content later on as well. And I was just curious, like, no, wait, I forgot what we're doing. I think it's time to wrap up. I think that was what we're doing.
Yeah.
So maybe we can just ask the audience because, like, of course, like we've been trying to prep and trying to do things in a new or give it a bit of a new vibe. So we were really curious, especially to the listeners, to the audience, or to the people supporting the podcast. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? What do you think of the new setup? What would you like to hear in the podcast? We would love to hear your opinions, questions, whatever.
Or if you want to join, come visit the podcast, talk to us.
Indeed, that would also be super cool.
Yeah.
Because of course, there's a lot of space for just cool external topics. So for sure. All right, I'm excited.
Yeah, too.
Let's do this. And till next one.
Until next one.
Thanks for listening in. Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.